Assalamu alaikum students. Hope you all are fine. I am your English A teacher, class 5, month of January, Natasha's role. So student, do you remember reading about the witch called Baba Yaga, who live in a forest? Well, here is another in which you will meet her. Natasha lived on the edge of a great forest. She was only 8 years old when her mother died. The poor girl was heartbroken, for she loved her mother very much. All that she had to remember her mother by was a beautiful doll her mother had given her. Take great care of the doll. Her mother had told her and feed her and ask her for help whenever you are in need, but never tell anybody about her. When Natasha's mother died, her father married a woman who already two daughters. The two girls and their mother did not love Natasha. In the hot summer, the stepmother made Natasha work outdoor in the sun, and in the winter, she found the worst job for her in the icy day and snow. Natasha never complained. She kept her mother with her wherever she wanted, and when life became unbearable, she fed the doll and asked for help. All her troubles went away and her jobs were done. One day, Natasha's father went off on a long journey. Natasha was sad to see him go because when he was around, life did not seem so harsh. That night, as darkness fell, and the wind and rain howled and swirled outside the house, the stepmother set the three girls to work. The daughter was told to make lace, the second had to knit stocking, and Natasha was ordered to spin. The girls were left with one candle burning, and the woman went to bed. After some time, one of the daughters plucked the wick out on the candle and deliberately put it out on there. Said the girl, the candle has gone out and there's no wick. Whatever will mother say when she finds we haven't been able to do work? The other daughter said, Natasha, go to Baba Yaga house and get another light. Natasha shuddered. She knew about Baba Yaga, the might which lived in a hut in the forest, and she rode through the air in a mortar. She was so powerful that he could crush any woman who crossed her path. Now Natasha was faced with a problem. If she stayed at home, her stepmother would make her life miserable. If she went the forest, Baba Yaga might to do greater harm. She wept as she picked up her doll and a crust of bread and set off for the dark forest. When they neared the forest, Natasha fed her doll with some bread. Little doll, she sobbed, please help me now. Nobody has ever returned from Baba Yaga house. I am afraid. I really need your help. The doll chewed on the bread and her eyes glistened like bright stars. Have no fear, Natasha, said the doll. No harm will come to you. But remember, do not to tell us all about me. The forest was dark that night because of the cloud and the rain. The vine hole through the tree and the swaying branches creaked and groaned as if they were in pain. Natasha drew the cloak tightly around herself and marched on, clutching the little doll close to her chest. The walk, and after an hour or two, she heard the distance of the horse's hoofs. At first she thought it was thunder, but then the steady beating of the horse got louder and closer. Natasha froze as the earth trembled under her feet. Then suddenly a horseman dressed all in white thundered by on a brilliant white steed. As they passed Natasha and disappeared into the trees, the sky beyond showed the first light of dawn. Natasha wondered who the horseman was and where he was going. She was frightened. But at least the sky was now looking less dark and threatening. As Natasha continued her journey, she again heard a sound, a great thundering that grew louder until suddenly a second rider and horse appeared for the tree. They both shone brightly, as red as scarlet. Natasha looked up and noticed that the sun had risen high in the sky and it was day. On she went, and then, at the end of the day, when the sun was about to set, she reached a clearing in a middle stood a hood with feet like a claws of hen. All around the hut there was a fence made of bones, and on each bone there was a skull. Natasha had never seen anything too strange or so frightening, and she shuddered. Again there was a noise, and a third horseman gloped out of the tree. The horse and rider were as black as the night. When they had disappeared, the sun went down, and it became dark. Only the bones gleamed white, and the empty eye stalk and the skulls lit up like lanterns. Natasha reached in hour. It was as if her feet had been nailed to the ground. She could not move. Then, from the forest, came a loud screeching. The vine picked up, and the branches and crumbled. The dead leaves rustled on the ground. Hurtling through the air on the huge mortar with her long black hair trailing behind her, came Baba Yaga. The mortar circled the herd and came down beside the gate. The old witch got out on the mortar and sniffed the air. Then she cackled loudly and screamed, "Smell the flesh of the young girl." She peered out into the darkness and croaked, "Who's there?" "Out, out you come." Although Natasha was frightened, she took courage and stepped forward. "I am Natasha," she said softly. "My stepsister sent me for a light." "Oh, so it is you," said the witch, catching sight of Natasha. "I know those girls and their mother too. Well, you get no light unless you work for it. She turned to the gates and shrieked, "Open gates, Baba Yaga will enter." The gates swung open and Baba Yaga passed through them and entered the house. Natasha followed very slowly. "Now," she said, the witch, when Natasha entered the house, "bring a light from the skulls outside and serve my supper. It is the oven and the soup is in the cauldron." Natasha brought in a light, served the soup, and they watched in, in amazement as Baba Yaga globed up more food than 10 men could have eaten, a whole goose, a couple of chickens, roast meats of various kinds and whole loaves of breads. She swallowed this down with large pails of a foul-smelling liquid. At the end of her meal, she threw Natasha a crust of bread. "That's your supper, girl," she shouted, but you must earn it. While I am off tomorrow, you must clear out of the yard. Sweep the hut, wash the lining and cook the dinner. Then there's another little job. You see that sack? It's full of black beans, wheat and poppy seeds. Sort them into their separate lots, and if a single one of out of place, you shall go and I will have you to breakfast." With that, Baba Yaga stomped off on a bed. Natasha took the doll from her pocket and gave her the piece of bread. "Oh, little doll," cried Natasha, "how am I doll? How am I do all these tasks? How you can help now?" "Natasha, have no fear," whispered the doll. "Say your prayers and go to sleep." Natasha curled up on the floor by the stove and tired to sleep. All night long the house echoed with the rumbling snores of the witch. Somehow Natasha fell asleep, but she woke early, before the first glimmer of the day. Natasha sat up and looked around her. She did not where the begin. The place was so pretty then, just as she was about to start work. She heard the white horse and rider thundering past the house. The lights in the skulls along the fence flickered and went out. When Baba Yaga woke up, Natasha hid beside the stove. Baba Yaga soon left the house, and Natasha watched from the window as she got into the motor and soared up into the sky. Just when red horse and rider came thundering by and sun shone brightly in the sun. Natasha longed to be out in the fresh open air, but she had much to do. She turned to start work and was surprised to find that it was all done. She room was sparkling, the yard was cleared, the lining was washed, and the grains were neatly separate into beans in the kitchen. The vegetables were already chopped, the bread was in the oven, and the meat was in the trays ready to be cooked. Natasha smiled at the little doll, and then she went to the edge of the forest to pick some flowers and sit in the sunshine. What a pleasant day she had, but the day did not last long. The light faded, and soon the black horse and rider sped past. Darkness fell. The skulls lit up, and with the hiss down swept the mortar, crying, "Baba Yaga." The witch stormed into the house as she looked around and saw how clean everything was, become less fearsome. You have worked well, girl, said Baba Yaga, but why you are so quiet? Natasha felt she had better say something about the whole witch and got angry. So she said politely, "May I ask your question, Granny?" asked said Baba Yaga. She remembered, not every question leads to good. The more you know, the older you grow. Who is the white rider? Asked Natasha timidly. He is my bright morning, he brings the earliest light. Who is the red rider? He is my fairy son, he brings the day. Who is the black horseman? He is my dark knight, my faithful servant. All. Now I have a question for you. How did you do all the work so quickly? Might, stated Natasha. She was just about to tell Baba Yaga about her doll when she suddenly remembered her mother's words. My darling mother gave a blessing before she died, she continued hastily. And that helps me a blessing, shrieked Baba Yaga angrily. I want no blessed children here, out you get, away. But you have earned your pay, so take one of the skulls on your way. Natasha ran to the gate and plucked on the skulls of the fence. She sped through the forest and did not stop till she got home. How happy she was not she was to get home, but she was walked through the door. She was greeted with a smile, not a smile. Why you have taken so long? Shouted her stepmother, who has been in the dark for 3 days. Natasha's stepmother snatched the skulls from her hand, and their mother started into the eye of the lightened skull. As they started, they crumbled slowly to the floor in a just few moments. There was nothing left of them but 3 piles of white ash. The light in the skull sputtered and died. Natasha started in amazement, but she was home now, and at least she did not have Baba Yaga worry about. Later that night her father returned, and tearfully she told him all that had happened to her. In the morning Natasha and father buried the skull and the ash in the garden. And in time a bush sprung up out of the black earth, a rose bush with red on white roses. Natasha lived happily ever loved it and often plucked the rose or two placed them in the hair of her doll. So student, this is the Natasha's doll story. Now move to your work. First you make a title page month of January, then you make a title page chapter title Natasha's doll. Then you write words to know in your copy. Words write to black pen and meanings write to blue pen. Writing should be neat and clean. Keep the one finger gap. Heartbroken, feeling greatly unhappy or disappointment. Soul, here any person. Creatively, likely to bring rain to serve weather. Timidly, without courage, meekly. Blessing, good wishes for profession and health. Now move to exercise question answer. The first question is, what make Natasha's heartbroken? Natasha answer is, Natasha's mother had died when she was 8 years old. She loved her mother dearly, and her mother heartbroken Natasha's heart. The second question is, what blessing did Natasha's mother make for her child? Answer is, her mother had made a doll for her child. This is your question answer. Now move to reference to contest. You write the heading reference to contest. Question write to black pen and answer write to blue pen. I want no blessed children here, out you get. First question, who said these words and to whom? Answer, Baba Yaga said this to Natasha. Second part of the reference to contest, where was the speaker standing on Other person. Answer. Baba Yaga was sending her back home. The C part of the reference to contest. What happened to the other person after she got out of the speaker home? Answer is when she reached home, her stepmother scolded her very sharply. Now move to exercise C, words and meaning. Stutter to speak with difficulty. Words you write black pen and meaning you write blue pen. Splutter, make a series of short, explosive spitting of shocking sounds. Mutter, say something in a low or barely audible voice. Babble, take rapidly and continuously in a foolish accent or incomprehensible way. Murmur, a low continuous background noise. Mumble, say something indistinctly and quietly, making it difficult for others to hear. Grumble, complain about something in a bad-tempered way. Stammer, speak with sudden involuntary pause and a tendency to repeat in the initial letter of words. So student, this is your month of January work. You write the heading, month of January, then you write the heading, chapter heading, Natasha's doll, then you will start the month of January work. So students, if you have any problem regarding the homework, ask me on WhatsApp.